Yes, hello dear, how are you? Hello,
Hello.
hello, how are you today?
I am good in yourself.
Yes, I'm okay. I am glad to hear your voice again.
Pardon?
I'm glad and happy to hear your voice today.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, so how can I call you?
Call me.
Komi. Your name is Komi
Lereko.
Lereko. Okay, that's good.
Yes.
So, Lereko, okay, so as per our conversation in the last class, your mother told me that we should start from the beginning. Should we try to do
Uh,
that today?
yes, please.
Okay, so one more thing that I have seen. So um, I have seen that you taking parts of conversion from denary to binary and from binary to hexadecimal and so on. So
Yes.
would this be something that you also would like to study, or we focus on Java?
I'd like to focus on Java because I think that binary stuff is just basic math that I can do by myself.
Okay, that's excellent. Okay, that's clear. So I thought that the images given to me was supposed to be something that I need to also explain. Okay, that's good. So that's good for clarification. Um, okay. I think I already told your mother that the book is actually, I mean, I never saw that book before. Supposed to be all the Java books are almost the same, except
Mm.
that there is a little introduction that is, how to say, the first chapter actually is tied more to the publisher or to the person who wrote the book, and I never saw it in other books outside South Africa actually. So
Mm.
other than that, um, I think it should be fine. Let me understand. What was chapter one talking about from your memory?
Um.
Can you
So we
recall?
didn't.
Mhm.
We didn't really look at chapter one. We kind of started from chapter two.
Ah, that's excellent then. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, because it seems that yeah, chapter one is not a traditional thing that they use in other books. But okay, that's great. So
Yep.
I will give you a little introduction without diving into too much details. I think you also studied that because I have seen that in some of your questions that was sent to me. So
Mm.
okay, let us go through this computer parts. So you know already very well that computer actually consists of hardware and software. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so what is hardware and why is it different from software?
Should I explain?
Yes, please. Yes.
So hardware is more like physical parts of the um laptop or computer.
Excellent.
For yeah,
Excellent.
for example, like maybe I'd say it's like the body of the computer, right? And
Yes, yes,
then
correct.
software, I'd say it's kind of like the non-tangible parts. I'd say it's like the soul of the computer, like um obviously like the programs and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's also good. So the software sits on top of the hardware and
Mm.
act as a middleman between our instructions and hardware.
Yes.
So without the software, we are not able to make the hardware obey our instructions. Okay,
Yeah.
so programs at the end is a set of instructions for the computer to follow. So who
Yeah.
wrote the instructions? Programmers.
Yeah.
So what you are learning when you're learning Java, you're learning how to write instructions that can make the hardware obey or the computer obey what you want. Is that clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. What is the input devices?
Um, Input devices, I'd say, is like the pieces of hardware that the programmer interacts with in order to create programs.
Okay. What is the difference between a programmer and a user?
Um, a programmer versus a user. I'd say that a programmer is someone who kind of uses the laptop to create something, and then a user is more someone who uses the computer to like consume.
Okay, that is not bad at all. That is an excellent definition. So I would say, but I would clarify that more. I would say a programmer is the one who is able to use programming languages to program the computer, and the end user is just a normal user who cannot write any programming language.
Oh, okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So an input device is, as an example, keyboard, mouse, um,
Yes.
and a mic, for example. Output
Yes.
devices is a display screen, printer. Okay.
Mm.
And another part of the computer is a processor. Do you know what is the processor and what it does?
Um, a process. Not into great detail. Would you please explain?
So processor is the brain of the computer. Any
Yeah.
instruction, any single instruction that you want to get it executed inside the computer, you
Mm.
have to pass the instruction to the processor. So, okay,
Yeah.
when you listen to my questions, you listen and you hear my instruction using your ears. But
Yes.
who produced the answer for my questions? It's your brain, right?
Yes.
So you digest the question that come to your through your ears and go to
Mm-hmm.
your brain, and then your brain to try to search for an answer and then give me a reply using your mouse. Am I right?
Yes.
So it is the computer is exactly the same. So
Mm.
the input is not the ears, because the computer does not have ears. It have mouse and keyboard, and
Yes.
the output is the speakers, for example, or even the screen. So,
Yeah.
but who is digesting and finding answers for the questions? It's the brain of the computer, which is the processor.
Yes.
Okay, so we have two kind of memories inside the computer. One is called main memory. Another one is called auxiliary memory. Do you know the difference between both?
No. Please explain.
Yes. Okay, that's good. So I would say, let me go here. So the main memory is actually the RAM. Do you know? Do you know physically how the RAM looks like?
No.
Okay, then that's good. Not bad at all to to do that. Let me give me a second here. I would say RAM. Okay, I would say, give me a second. Can you see? Can you see these pieces that come?
Oh, yes. I remember this from our last
Yep. Yes.
lesson.
Yes.
Yes.
So this RAM specifically actually used in on desktop. If you're talking about the laptop RAM, it's almost half of that in size,
Yeah.
because yeah, laptop is more compact. Okay. So what if we write? Give me a second, and we write here. So I would say, okay. Let me search that. Okay. I think you can see my screen. So this is what we called an example of an auxiliary memory. So this is an all examples of auxiliary memory, and
Yes.
those are permanent storage. So the
Okay.
main memory, which is the RAM, is a temporary storage, which means that if you disconnect the electricity, everything inside is gone.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
and yeah, is it clear now the difference between the RAM and the auxiliary, or the main memory and the auxiliary memory?
Yeah. It kind
Okay,
of reminds me of that first thing you did with the human brain, like the two different parts of the human brain.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you are perfect. Yes, it's good to relate things together. Yes, excellent. So I think you can see my screen. Am I right? So,
Yes.
so we go back to the slides here. So we say that the main memory is RAM, and the auxiliary is actually the permanent storage, is SSD, or even hard disk drive. So this is the two types of auxiliary memory. So I believe that, okay, the RAM is very important for executing instructions. So if you
Yes.
write Java instructions, to get that executed, we need to store it in the RAM first. So
Yes.
is it all the Java programs have to be stored in the RAM? If we want to execute it, yes. If in general, we save all our storage or Java programs in the hard disk. But if we
Yeah.
want to execute them, we have to copy them from the hard disk to put them in the RAM to get them executed. Okay?
Yeah.
So the RAM have a high speed, which means that it is much faster than the hard disk. Hard disk is a permanent but slower. The RAM,
Yeah.
it is smaller in size, expensive, but very fast, especially when dealing with the processor. So far, is
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
Okay, I would then say, do you know the difference between a bit and a byte?
Pardon?
Okay, what is the difference between bits and bytes?
Um, I'm not sure, but from what I understand is that bits can be stored in bytes, or
Yes, excellent. Yes, that's good. So 1 byte equal 8 bits.
okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, the bits is a single smallest piece that we are able to store information inside the RAM or even the hard disk. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so okay, now the main memory, it have an addresses and it have a place to store the data. So every location in the memory or the RAM, it have an address, and
Yeah.
we store the data in the form of bytes. So it is, so this two location, we are able to say that they are 2 bytes. So one location here is a byte, which means that it
Yes.
contains 8 bits. Okay, so
Okay.
far okay.
Yes.
Okay, so okay, let's look into files. So a large group of bytes in auxiliary memory, auxiliary means the hard disk, okay? It's called
Yes.
files. So these files have names. They are organized in groups like directories or folders, and Java
Yes.
programs are stored inside files. Is that
Okay.
clear to you? So did you ever
Yes.
see a Java program stored on the hard disk? And
Pardon?
did you ever see a Java program that is stored on the hard disk?
Yes.
Okay, did you ever see or notice that the Java program that is stored on the hard disk have an extension called .java? So it can be called main.java. Did you ever see that?
No, I don't think I've noticed that before.
Okay, so when you write programs on your computer, did you ever save them?
Yes.
But you never saw what is the output of this saving. So you never see the program that is saved on the hard disk when you write it.
No, not really.
Okay, no problem. I will show you that later.
Okay.
Okay, let us look here. Program files that you want to, not only Java. So every program that you would like to execute have to be copied from the auxiliary memory, which is slow, to the main
Yeah.
memory in order for us to run it. So let's assume, did you ever work with MS Word,
No.
Excel,
No,
PowerPoint?
no, I mainly use like the Google counterparts of those, like Google Docs or like
Okay,
slides.
fine. Did you ever use Zoom?
Yeah, yeah,
We are using
yeah,
it now, right? So
yeah.
did you install Zoom on your computer?
No, I just
Use the web
I'm
version?
using it from my browser right now.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
later on, I would recommend you to install Zoom, because if you try to share your screen later with me and you are
Yeah.
using the web version, I'm not able to write anything. So at the moment, I'm able to write because I'm the one sharing the files.
Yes.
But yeah, that can be later. There's no issue. We can still continue. But let me
Okay.
just clarify one point here. Um, what programs that you have? Okay, with a web browser, isn't it a program that you have installed on your computer? What kind of web
Yes.
browser you use?
Chrome.
Okay, so the Chrome have an icon on your desktop, right?
Yes.
And you click on the icon to open the Chrome.
Yes.
So when you click on the icon, normally the Chrome is stored on the auxiliary memory. When you click on the icon, actually the content of the Chrome program are copied from the auxiliary memory to the main memory. And by doing so, we start to open the program, which is the web browser, and you start to see it on your screen. So it takes time. Definitely, when you click on the icon until you see the web browser open, it will take maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds, sometimes 1 minute if the computer is a bit slow. So why it takes so long time? It is the time taken to copy the content of the web browser from the auxiliary memory to the main memory. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, that is good. So we are able to say that programs is set of instructions for the computer to follow. And an example of this kind of programs would be emails, a word processor, video games, bank ATMs. So all this is an example of programs. They are programs written in a programming language, and we click on them to get them executed.
Yeah.
So following the instructions or passing the instructions to the processor to get it done or see an output from it is called running or executing the program. So far,
Okay.
is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Typically, when we run a program, we pass it to the computer, and we pass an input to the computer, and we expect to see an output. So every program that you ever deal with will have an input, and definitely it will produce an output. So the web browser, when you first open it, it does not go to any website. You provide it a URL. Do you know what the meaning URL or a website address?
Yes.
So you, for example, you open the browser, it does not go anywhere. You write youtube.com, it take an input from you, which is the input, this kind of input, and it take you to the website and show you the content of the website as an output. Is that
Yeah.
clear?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Do you know what is the meaning operating system?
Please explain.
Okay, so you are using Windows or a Mac OS? Do you know the difference
Um,
between Windows and Mac OS?
I'm using Windows.
Okay, so Windows is an operating system. So
Yeah.
first of all, typically we have here the hardware, and on top of the hardware sits the operating system, and on top of that come your programs. One of them is a programs that is actually written in Java. So okay, are you able to run your Java programs without operating system, without Windows? No, it's not possible, because
Okay.
the operating system is the middleman between every program on your computer, including the one that you write in Java, and the hardware. So the middleman, so the Java does not speak the language that the hardware can understand. We need an operating system to be in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have
Yeah.
a computer without an operating system, you are not able to run any programs on top of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Do you know what is a high-level language?
Um, I think we went through this the last lesson.
Yes, exactly.
Um, unfortunately, I think I might have forgotten.
Okay, so an example of a high-level language is Java. And
Yeah.
what other is Python, Visual Basic, C
Yes.
Sharp, C++. This is all example of a high-level language. A high-level language, it is more English-like commands that we as a human can understand. but the computer
Yeah.
hardware does not understand. So we need translators. We need
Yeah.
translators to try and translate high-level languages to a low-level language that the computer can understand. Computer can only understand ones and zeros. I think this
Yeah.
is clear, right? Because you already take how to convert binary to binary, right?
Yeah. So
So
binary would be a lower level language.
a kind of form of a low-level language, yes. Not
Uh,
necessary, because you have to understand that binary can be files. I mean, a file, a video file, it's not a machine code or not a low-level language. A
yeah.
low-level language is represented using ones and zeros, but not every ones and zero inside the computer is a low-level language.
Oh,
It can be binary. I mean, it can be a music file. It can be. I mean, we have, okay, let me tell you. So we have Java, and this is an English-like commands that we give. We tell them, okay, system.out.print line. So this is understandable by us, right? So
yeah.
this is programs, okay, and this is high-level language. But there is again music files that you're able to have on your computer. There is the video files. There is
Yeah.
images. So this is all. We cannot call them a low-level language.
Yes.
So they, and all of those that is stored on the hard disk and even inside the RAM is in the form of binary. So either it
Okay.
is Java or a low-level language, or even music files is all ones and zeros.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's good. So at the end of the day, just the most important thing: high-level language need a translator to get translated to a low-level language that the computer can run. That's it. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yes.
So, did you study or hear about compilers in your classes?
No.
Not at all. Okay, okay. So, did you ever learn or hear that the Java is a platform independent?
Nah.
Okay. So, let me just explain this. If you have a low-level language or low-level language code, actually, it is a processor specific code, which means that if you write um, a program using a low-level language, if you write it on Windows or even on the current computer that you're using, and you want it to run on a Mac OS, you have to actually do the translation again. You have to translate it again to make it work on a different hardware. But if you write on a high-level language specifically like Java, you are able to write the Java program in Windows and copy it to the Mac OS and make it run without having to translate it again. So that
Hmm.
is one of the differences. So Java is important because whenever you write the Java program and then you start to translate it, you take whatever translation that you made, you're able to run it on Linux, you're able to run it on a Mac OS, and still will run also on Windows without a single change. Is that
Yeah.
understandable?
Yes.
Okay. So I think they did not explain to you the difference between interpreter and compiler. I believe so.
No, they haven't.
Okay, so I will not go into details since you did not take it, but let me see. Did you take what is an IDE?
Um, I think last year we might have done something similar to this, but
So, okay, you told me that you're using a specific software that enable you to write a Java code. Am I right?
yes.
Okay, what is the name of the software again?
JGrasp.
Like this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is an IDE. This is an integrated development environment. It allows you to write code and it format it in a way that it's colorful and easy to find errors, and it organizes the code for you. And some
Yeah.
more, it helps you to debug the code. So if there is an error in the code, it helps you to find where is the lines that contain the error. Okay,
Mm,
is that clear?
yes. Yes.
Okay, that is good. And yeah, let me then move to here. So we talk about variables in the last class. Do you still remember what is the definition of a variable?
Yeah.
Mm, share with me.
So a variable is something that can be like it's stored by different like okay, I don't know how to articulate it, but I'd say it's like it can be it belongs to a certain data type, right? But it doesn't have an assigned value yet, and it can be stored like it's stored in like the RAM, which accommodates for
Excellent.
like whatever variable it could be.
Yeah. I salute you for that. So although
Yeah.
you rotated around the real, I mean, you managed to nail it at the end, but okay. So a variable is a space in the memory reserved to contain data. Is it
Oh,
is
okay.
it simple? Is it simple like that?
Yes.
So
Um,
variables store data such as numbers and letters.
yeah.
So it is places to store data at the end, and they have memory locations. So the data stored by a variable is called a value. So every variable have a value that can be stored in it. Is that clear
Yeah.
so far? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The value of the variable can be changed within the program.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Let us look. Did you ever write a program that complicated?
Yeah, we've written programs similar to this.
Okay. Is it possible that you open your, because again, I know very well from experience and thousands of hours of teaching. And if we only talk about programming without writing code, the, the result will be catastrophic. So
Yes.
I recommend that you please kindly open your JGrasp and try to write this line. So how many lines we have? One, two, three, four. Is that
Okay.
possible?
Yes. Let me
You
just.
Yeah, you try to open it and then try to share your screen first until I make sure that everything is okay on your side. So every code that we write, you have to save it. And
Oh,
it's better to save it either with the class name, maybe class 2 or class 3 and so on, or by the functionality that the program do. So that will
okay.
be slightly better, of course.
Okay. So I should just write down those 4 lines of
Four
code.
lines. Yes.
Okay. Let me just. I think I'm done.
Okay. Is it possible that you can share your screen?
Um, okay. Let me just try find the option where I can share screen.
The share is, I believe, should be because you are using the web.
Yes. So I think it's this one. Share.
Yep.
Do you see it?
Yeah, it takes time to make me start to see it, but yes, I can see that you start to share something. Yes. So
Okay.
okay.
Um.
So now you told me that you write the 4 lines that I gave to you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you know how to write a print statement?
Pardon?
Okay. There is one command that we are able to write,
Yes.
which is to print something.
Oh, like print line and then.
System.out.println.
Okay.
Are you able to write that command after the last line that you already wrote?
Um. I don't know. I'm not really confident with that, but I'll try.
Okay.
Um. Let me. It's been a long time since I've done this, but okay. Can you see my code though?
Yes, now I can see it. So I would recommend that you, okay, let me, I cannot write anything here. So you have to write system.out.
Oh, okay. After the line that I wrote.
Yes.
Okay. Let me. Um. So. System dot out.
Dot,
Is that
yes, correct.
uh
Dot print
print
line. Yep.
line? Is that
Yes, correct.
correct?
Open a bracket
Um.
and write total eggs.
Total eggs.
Yes.
So. So. Uh, do I need to put these commas
No,
like
no, no, no. I will explain to you why. Yeah.
okay total eggs and then close bracket.
Close bracket and put the semicolon.
Um.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you know how to run a program?
Do I know how to run it?
Yes.
Yes. Should I run it?
Yes, please.
Um. Okay. Um. It's just okay. Um. Uh.
Compile messages. What about if you um, take, yep,
Um. I just press this.
yes, but maybe you have to take out the window below a bit higher so that we are able to see if there is messages or even output, because like that we are not able to see any output. So
Um. Uh. I'm not sure how to do that exactly.
okay, yep, 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 yes, yes, that's good.
Um.
Yeah, go up more.
Oh. Wait. Um. trying to just go.
Yeah, yes, correct. Compile messages. Okay. So uh interactions, let me see. Um so I mean, did you I mean there is did you press the button to run? You
Right?
did. Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it shows nothing. So that's I'm just wondering
yeah.
why it. So okay, first of
Do you
all, I.
see any? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Mhm.
Um, I'm saying, do you see any error in the code?
No, there is no error in the code, but the code are missing closing brackets. So whenever we have opening brackets,
Oh,
so
yes.
you didn't close them. So I was expecting errors to come out, but it seems that
Yeah,
I got nothing. Yeah. Yep. There is another one. Yeah.
yeah. Um, yo,
No.
uh,
Yep. Yes. Try to run again. No, this is
yes.
not running. I mean, you have to go up to the toolbar and choose the button uh, for running.
Um,
Yep, that is one possibility. Or um, unfortunately, I'm not able to use my pen to point out something for you. But besides the buttons that you already pressed, there is another two buttons. So count two and press.
uh,
Yep,
is it this
count the
one?
next one. Go to the next one and go to the
This
next. Yep.
this one,
Yes.
and then press it.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
But
oh,
again, let me know. Is that the first time that you use this program?
no. It usually doesn't do this. I had an old laptop. Like, this is the first time I've used it on this laptop.
Oh, so you use another one.
Yeah, but it broke. This is like a newer laptop.
Oh, okay, understood. And
Yeah.
what's the button that you usually press to make it run?
I'd usually press this one over here.
And it runs,
Yeah.
and we don't see any output because typically that is a program that we don't really use too much in. Okay, so I would say go to a menu called build.
Pardon?
There is a menu that is called build
The
menu.
menu.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, it's just a bit difficult to hear you.
Okay, there is a
Um,
menu.
the menu.
Yep, there is a menu that is called build. So we have at the
Oh,
first
this
we have
one.
file view.
This
Yep,
one.
yes,
And then
you press it, it doesn't produce anything.
um, it's just
Wow.
giving me some options here.
Yeah, can you read the options? Because I can't see it. I can't see the options.
So there's compile,
Uh-huh.
there's debug mode,
Uh-huh.
there's enable assertions.
You don't see any run button or run
Oh, there's
command.
run here. There's one run, and then there's one run as application.
Try to run first and choose run and see.
Yeah, it's just do you see what's happening?
No, I can't see it. I can't see. I only see the code from
Oh,
the sharing is only for the screen of the code. I think. Does it print out?
wait,
Ah,
is it
yeah.
running now?
Yes,
Oh,
now it is running.
I think I had to save it before I ran it.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's okay. So he is saying that the reason you forgot something. You forgot. Oh, okay. So on the public static void main, you need two brackets.
Oh, like so
The
this.
yep. Let me see. Yes, exactly. And you need a closing bracket.
So so like Like this.
Yep. Yes. Try to run again then. Save and run again.
It was okay.
So, okay. First of all, what I recommend is that after this class, please ask your mother to make a group, a WhatsApp group, and she include herself, you, and me.
Okay.
Because sometimes I need to share images with you or even exercises or code during the class. So the
Yeah.
only way I do that with other students is to share it on the group. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And
Okay.
yeah, so okay, then we have another error. Cannot find simple. Okay. Hmm. Eggs per basket. Let me understand. I think maybe you missed something. Eggs per basket. Ah, I got it. So you did not. I want you to see the error. I mean, that is a chance for us. So you wrote on okay. The first line you write integer number of baskets. Am I right? And
Yes.
then you put a comma and you write egg. And
Yes.
you do not complete. The egg actually suppose it's called eggs per basket.
Oh.
So you when you write egg only, then he will tell you error. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, that's good. We try to run again. Okay, we move to the next error. So we are fixing one error after another. Okay, so he is telling you, can you read with me? Cannot find simple. So he does not accept that you are trying to access the total eggs error, the
I
total eggs
think.
variable, because we did not declare it.
Yeah.
So how we declare it? You need to put int, you need to put an int on the line of the error.
Oh. Like this.
Yes,
Or,
exactly. Yeah, try to run then.
um. Oh no, it's still showing an error. I think. Um. Think that might have been the error. Let me try run. Um.
Location class. Mhm. There is still an error, but this time is slightly not so clear. What is the error? Okay, give me a second. Are you able to copy your code and pass it to me in the chat of the Zoom?
Yes. So I'll do that now. Um. Have you received it?
Give me a second. Yes, I have received it. Yes. So I will copy that code exactly the same like yours, and then I will run it on my, okay, and I will put it here. Then I think I will share with you also to be able to see if this code really runs. Okay. Actually, this code runs without an issue. That's quite strange. Let me just share it with you. So I will share my screen. So you off your screen.
Okay. Should I? So I should put my share screen.
Yes. So I would say that and one possibility. So did you off your screen?
Um. Yeah. Yeah. I think I wait. Um. and, yeah.
Okay. I would say I will pass you another version of the code in the chat, and then after I share with you, after I show you, you can copy that and try it on your own. So I think you can see my screen. No, you can't. Can you?
Ah, yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So if I run, it will produce 16. Do you know why how this 16 comes from?
Um. The yeah, it comes from the output line that says total eggs equals to the number of baskets plus the eggs per basket.
Okay. So in reality, in the real code, actually this we don't have. Let me try to write. So in the real code that I passed to you, this was not a plus, it was a multiplication. So if you want to find the total
Oh,
eggs, you multiply how many baskets of the that you have multiplied by how many eggs for each basket. So maybe you have maybe 3 baskets.
yeah,
So if each basket contain maybe 4 eggs, or 5 or even 6 eggs, so you multiply this number of eggs by the number of baskets, you end up with having the total eggs. So
yeah.
at the end, we need to change this from plus, we need to put a multiplication,
Asterisk. Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
again, which means that, yeah, I run here, it give me 60. Okay, so it multiplied the 10 by the 6. I mean, did you understand now that I declared, I reserved a place in the memory? After I do that, I actually try to save 10 inside that variable. I saved 6 in that variable. And then on the third variable, which I declared here, on the same line of declaration, I actually multiplied these contents of both. So eggs per basket, if you can see here, got 6. Number of baskets contain 10 in the memory. I multiplied both of them and I stored the result in total eggs. But then how did
Yeah.
I see 60? I see 60 because I tell him print out total eggs. The
Mm.
print statement is your friend in programming. So you cannot see what is happening inside the memory. Actually, in reality, the total eggs have a value inside the memory, but we cannot see it with our own eyes. So the only way to see
Yes.
that and to really verify if the program really works is to ask them to print whatever in the memory. So when I
Yeah.
tell print, it will go to the variable content in the memory, and it will take it out and put it to you on the screen. Is that clear? Is that difficult to
Yes, it's
understand?
clear. Yes.
Okay. So are you able to take to copy the code that I gave to you on the chat and try to run it again for the last time?
Okay. Let me just open my.
Yes, I actually don't know if that I cannot agree with
Um.
that because I don't have a biblical reference, but um,
Uh,
at the cross when Jesus said it is finished, it means he did everything that he had to do. There was nothing outstanding. So
um. Um. It's giving me troubles. Let me just um.
So how is it?
Um.
You still
It's
facing error?
just no. It's not. It's just I don't know. It's doing something. uh, that I don't want it to do. Let me just run. Say, yeah, it it says there's
Can you
Should
share?
I share my screen?
Yes,
Should
please.
I share screen? It says that there's like an error in the
Wait. Um, yeah, I got it. Make right Control Z, please.
control what?
Z.
Oh,
Control Z more.
uh,
One more
i-
Control Z. One more.
is that uh I did it. I don't know. What is it supposed to do?
Control Z means that it returns back the previous thing that you already deleted. So if you
Oh,
suppose if you keep putting or pressing Control Z, you will end up getting the last code. So actually, okay, then let me again.
oh no, I opened the new code.
That's
I
why.
didn't delete my old one. I
Then wait,
put
I
it
will
on
give
true
you.
and
I give you a new thing that you can actually copy again. Can you copy the new code that I passed to you on the chat?
okay. Let me uh control C. Wait, um, control C. Control V.
Go up more. No, is that the new code? I don't
Yes.
see. I don't see any public class main. Uh,
It's the one. It's the one you sent me in the chat.
yeah, but I send you a new one now.
Oh. Let me. Oh, I see it. I see it. Um.
Control C, Control V. Control C to
Yeah.
copy. Control V to paste.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you run now? Can you save the file and run? Yes.
Um.
Wow. It's still getting errors.
Let me try run it again. I have no idea.
Why is it producing an error? The same code is running on my computer. That's a bit weird here. Okay, so I say we would not waste time on this. I
Yeah.
already copied the error from the screen. Let me try to investigate that on my site, uh,
Okay.
and yeah, and see why this kind of errors is appearing on your site. Um,
Okay.
and because the same code is running on my side. So anyhow, um, I would say let me go back. We still have a few minutes to go, so let me go back to the code. Let me start sharing,
Okay. Let
and
me
it wouldn't harm you. It wouldn't harm you that you make a free registration on the Replit, because until we figure out what is the issue, I don't want you to stop running code. So the
Okay.
Java on both sides should actually, it's the same. It is the same code that we write everywhere. Java is the same. It's the same Java everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think I already shared with you. No, I think you stopped sharing. Let me continue sharing, please.
Should I stop sharing?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So, okay, let me try to clarify here. On this place, we are saying that. Are you able to tell me this is initialization or declaration, please?
That would be declaration.
Okay, and this int refers to what?
The data type.
And the data type is can it contain something like that, or something like this, or something like this? Which one of those three is suitable to store on this inside this variable?
Number two.
Okay, excellent. And what about the double? Should I store something like this or something like this? One or two?
With double.
Yes,
Double would be number two.
excellent. Okay, so what is char? Sometimes we call it char, and sometimes we call it character. So char is storing what inside?
Like single characters.
Excellent. And we use double quotes most of the time when we store.
Yeah.
Okay. And the string, do you know what marks the string?
String is like more than one character.
Excellent. It can be quite long, and
Yeah.
we mark its start and the end with a double quotation. Computer is dumb, like I told you before. So
Yeah.
if you would like to say that um, Anand is happy, so for him to know that this is the end of the text, or even that this whole thing is actually a text, you need to mark its start and you need to mark the end. Because again, the computer is dumb. If you forgot to mark the end, then he will never understand that where is the end of the string. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, this semicolon also, because the computer is dumb, so he need to get marked that this is the end of the line. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's excellent. I would say um, the variable name um, can only contain letters, digits, underscore, and even the dollar sign. And the first character cannot be digit. So you cannot make a variable that start with 3.
Mm.
That is not acceptable. But I mean, as long as you write something like this, it start with a letter, and you can make it. Um, this can be possibly a name of a variable, although that is
Yeah.
not recommended because it's not understandable what this variable means or what it contains. The best
Yeah.
programmer is a programmer who writes understandable code. Other people, when
Yes.
they look, then they understand. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then I would say we cannot use reserved word to use it for character names. So, for example, if is a reserved word for Java, and
Mm.
int also is the same, public is the same, class is the same. We cannot say a variable name that's called int. We cannot use a variable name that's called public. We cannot
Yeah.
use a variable name that's called if. That's not allowed. Is that clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Then I would say um, typically, let me go from here. I think, did you take something called constants?
No.
Okay. So let me give you an example here. If I would like to create a variable, this is an example of a variable name. Typically, variable names start with a lower letter. I mean, not a capital letter. So it's a small letter like N. N is small. And if we would like to have, there is two ways to actually, if we want to combine two different names. So my name, it's a variable name. And I
Yeah.
want to, I mean, if I write my and N like this, so that is slightly confusing. If we would like to actually make it recognizable that this is the start of a second word that I mix together, we got two
Yeah.
ways. We put this as a capital, or we can say my underscore name, like that.
Yes.
Did you see that before?
Yes.
Okay, that is good. So the place, I mean, it is very common that you start to declare variables at the start of the program. So your program typically have this part shared with most of the code. So most of the time, you will have to write this untouched, means that every program that you ever write will have this part and this curly braces and this opening curly braces and this closing curly braces. Every
Yeah.
time you write a curly braces, you open a curly braces, you have to close it. Again,
Yeah.
the computer is dumb. He marked everything with opening and closing. Same like double quotation, it have opening and closing. Okay, so and I would say that the last thing we say here, um, I think we do it on the next class, but there is two types uh, of, of data types. One type it's called a class type, which is a string. So did you ever hear or even being taught what is the class type? What is the class data type?
Yeah, yeah.
What is the class data type? What is why is the string different from int, double, and character and char?
I know that the latter three fall under primitive, and I know that string is under class, but then I don't know what distinguishes them from each other basically. But I know that they're two different types.
Okay, okay. Then let me try to explain this on the next class. So tell me first, do you have any questions?
No, so far I'm following.
Okay. Um, do we need to move faster than what we are doing now?
Okay.
Can or we are
Oh, I'd just like to keep the same pace.
okay? That's good. So if we need to come to move faster, then you have to tell me.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. So if you have no question, then I see you next class. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Tell me.
Could you share a recording of the lesson?
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay.
Let me try to yeah, find a way to upload that. Typically, I can't share that on the I can't share that on a Google Drive because it will take a long time to do that and it will require too much space. So I would say that I will make a place on the on my YouTube channel for this kind of classes, and then you can watch them there. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, then take care.
You too.
Okay, bye bye.
Have a good day.
Same for you. Bye bye.
Bye.